Hello, this is Daniel Hill of Danji Designs, and this is episode 3 of season 2 of my artist interviews. And today I'm joined by
Sarah Hodgkiss.
Hello.
Oh.
Point to your face, like self-explanatory.
That's me.
Thanks for joining me today. I'd like to dive straight in with the questions. So what is it that you do creatively and with a career or whatever?
At the moment, I mostly do portraits. Yes, I used to do lots of street art and graffiti, but I moved to South Korea and it's not really acceptable here yet as an art form. It's mostly just illegal. So
Mostly illegal.
yes, so I've set myself a little studio in my home and I do portraits of people I know mostly, unless I'm just doing little practice sketches, and then I'll take photos from anywhere.
Yeah, cool. Do you do anything else at the moment?
Art-wise or just in life?
General? Yeah, life.
Life, everything. I'm a kindergarten teacher at the moment during the day. And I'm interning at a design studio, and I am bartending as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're covering a lot of ground.
Yes. Yeah. It's hectic, but it's fun. No, the bartending is to help me learn the language a bit, but I mostly just have the same conversation again and again. A foreigner bartender? Where are you from? How old are you? Why are you here? Give me some beer. And then it's finished.
So you just have to learn certain lines and then sort of pretty much.
Yeah, I'm very good at that conversation now, but the rest of my terrible.
Have a conversation just about that.
Yeah. Very good at being asked for beer. And then the design studio is so I can learn Photoshop, because I'm pretty terrible at technology at the moment and I would like to not be.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Doing that, and then I'm a kindergarten teacher, so I have some money. Basically.
That's fair enough.
I need money and a visa, and that gives me that.
Cool. When did you first discover your love for art?
When I was like 2 years old. I don't know. I've just always been drawing.
Yeah.
I honestly can't remember an age where I wasn't drawing. Is that when I was little, I used to have a little folder full of sketches that I would just take around with me, and if I had a spare minute, like in the school playground, or if I finished my maths work early or something, I'd just take it out and do a little bit of drawing.
Oh, cute.
And it never really stopped.
Yeah, I was going to say, so like, you've always done it, but at what point was it you realised that you wanted to do it like as a career?
It's never really not been an option. It's always been something artistic. It was architecture for quite a while until I realised I really hate maths and physics.
Yeah.
And then I just backed up and went for a general arty area.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's only recently I've started doing exhibitions and things though, and that's become a genuine possibility. So we'll see where that goes. Hopefully somewhere good.
Yeah, well, you seem to be doing quite well the last few exhibitions and stuff.
I'm trying, but exhibitions in Korea work very differently to in England. I essentially just walk into a gallery and go, hey, I'm an artist. You have a gallery. See where this is going? And they go, oh. And then I have an exhibition. So, yeah, it's a bit easier here than it is in England.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you've like, even if it's just like to practice for more exhibitions in the future that you want.
Yes, yeah, I'm trying. I have one exhibition next week with another group of foreigners, and then I have a solo exhibition in August as well.
Yeah, cool. So that's quite soon then. So like,
it is, yeah.
You need to do a lot for that.
I do, yeah.
Not to just draw attention to like the way you're not sure.
Oops. Yeah, I have a lot to do for that. yeah, I have 2 more pieces to do for the one next weekend.
Yeah.
Which is fine. I'll do them this weekend, but I probably should have done them earlier. I tried to do them last weekend, but everything I drew was crap, so that didn't work. So I can try again this weekend. And then, yeah, the one for August, I'm hoping to have entirely new pieces. But we'll see how that goes, because it's a very big space.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. It's like there's lots of places in Korea which are cafes and galleries together.
Yeah.
And usually they'll give you like a section and they'll be like, okay, this can be your section for a month. But this guy turned around and was just like, you can have the whole place. Go crazy. So now I have to fill the whole place.
Fair enough. That's quite intimidating then.
It is, but it's going to be fun, I think. I hope. And I have lots of work like in backup that I have used in other exhibitions that could be used as gap fillers if I need to.
Yeah.
So it won't be a disaster, but I'd like to get as much new stuff as possible.
Cool. That was actually answered my question that was later on about exhibitions, so...
Sorry.
That's alright, I've got straight to it. What are your biggest influences?
That is a very good question. Literally anything. I like sitting in cafes and just sketching other customers.
Yeah.
But that's quite an intimidating thing to do here because you have to like look at them quite often and people get quite worried when a foreigner is staring at them because foreigners are scary. So I feel really awkward doing it here. Yeah, it's a very scary person. So, you know. No, just I'll see someone in the street and I'll like their fashion or something. So I'll quickly try and sketch it down and then fix it up when I get home. Actually, recently, for my exhibition in August, I'm pairing up with my friend is a street fashion photographer. Okay. So I'm going to use his photography as the inspiration for my pieces. And we're going to kind of collaborate a little bit and see how that goes.
Good idea, actually.
I thought so. No, well, his photos are really nice. So I was just flicking through his Facebook and was like, I can do this. This is a good thing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It saves you from having to like panic sketch people in the street.
It does, yeah. Panic sketching never does well.
I always envy people who can like sketch and draw really fast. I'm a really slow like sketcher and stuff. So like when I'd love to do like live drawings of people to see about, but I'd just like get like just outline the head and then be gone.
I mean, the easiest thing to do is to draw the head and then do a very, very sketchy clothes and then just write down next to it what the clothes look like. And then you can fill in the details when you get home.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that.
Makes it a bit easier. And you don't have to stare at them as intently then as well.
Yeah. Glaring at them. What are your favourite artists?
Favourite artists? I really like there's a man called Bela Dominic.
Okay.
And his art is essentially everything I want my art to be. But his is much better than mine. And also there is a street artist who goes by the moniker C125, a French street artist, and he's just fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah.
So like, are these like people you've like known for a while and sort of influence you do what you do, or are these sort of people you've stumbled across while you've been working?
C215 I've been following for a few years now. He's very good. He inspired me a lot when I was doing graffiti more because his stencils are so intricate and detailed. It kind of pushed me to make mine better.
Yeah.
Bela Dominic is a very recent discovery, maybe 2 months ago. And I was sketching away and I came across him on Instagram and I saw it and I was like, that's what I'm trying to do. how has he done this?
How dare you?
And then I saw he was having a Kickstarter to release an artist's book, so obviously I donated all of my money. And now I have the most beautiful book I've ever seen. It's sweet. I look at it every day, just like, it's so good. How did he do this?
I know, when you find that artist that like just doing the things you want to do, you're like, I love it, but I'm so jealous.
I love you, but also kind of hate you a little bit.
Yes. Like, and on a better note. So what's your favourite art medium and why? What's your favourite tools and stuff?
My favourite tool? That would be my watercolour paints and my fine liners. They're just so easy to get quick. I'm quite lazy as a person, so if a piece takes me longer than maybe 5 hours, I'm probably going to get bored and not finish it.
Yeah.
So watercolor is a very nice way to quickly get down a background with a decent amount of detail and then fine liner over the top, and it looks like a nice finished planned piece, but actually it did not take that long.
You can really trade secrets.
I shouldn't have said that. It takes me days, weeks for every piece.
Yeah.
It's a struggle.
Driving away for years. Like a classic guy. No, to push that one back. Where is it? Have you found art a good form of like therapy? You find it helps you relax and get through tough times and stuff?
It does, yes. Especially if I'm feeling stressed, which I do quite a lot being a kindergarten teacher, because good God, children are stressful. Yeah. And I come home and I sit down with my sketchbook and I just relax, and it's great. But the problem is, once I start drawing, I will be there for hours. Yeah. And I occasionally don't sleep, which then makes it more stressy the next day. So in ways it helps, and in ways it doesn't.
Yeah, I know all about that. Flat out sleep.
I really need my sleep I don't function without sleep. So I get to school the next day and I'm just like, kids, if you are dying today, it will be your last day.
Listen here, you.
Yeah, no, they deal with it quite well.
The occasional threat.
Yeah, it's fine.
How has living in Korea and travelling affected your art and its style in general?
I don't know if it's a coincidence or if it's Korea, but since I got here, I became a lot more comfortable in my own style. I feel like my style developed while I was here. I don't really know why. I feel more relaxed here than I ever did in England, because there was always more pressure to like, what are you going to do when you graduate? What's your life plans? And then I left to Korea, and now everyone's kind of like, are you ever going to come home? Yeah. But the whole stress of what's your job plan has gone. So I'm a lot more comfortable in myself, and I think that's kind of gone into my art as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you find, because it's like you've got more like independent sort of thing, you're off doing, like, you kind of just go and finding your own future sort of thing, so it's like got more control?
Yeah, possibly. Well, before coming here, I was in uni, so there's the whole, what are you going to do when you graduate?
Yeah.
And then I didn't know what I was going to do when I graduated. So I moved back home. And like I was looking around and I was looking at jobs. Bless you.
Okay.
And I looked into like TV set design, makeup design, architecture, graphic design, and none of it really inspired me very much. So I decided I would leave. And I did. And yeah, no, it's nice now. I've got a little studio in my house now, so it's good.
It's good to have you.
I say house. It's a tiny apartment, but by Korean standards, it's very big. So yeah, I've got a little art space, and I've put down a carpet so I don't ruin the lovely wooden floors. And yeah, it's nice. I come home from work and I do some painting, and I just chill out.
Cool. Do you live with friends and stuff while you're there?
Yes. Well, I had one friend who lived in this city before I moved here.
Mm-hmm.
But when I first moved here, I moved to an island off the south coast called Jeju.
Yeah.
Which is the most beautiful island ever. And I essentially just had a year of teaching and lazing on the beach. Amazing. But unfortunately, there wasn't a lot of art going on, which is weird because you would think that the whole island vibe would produce lots of artists, but not really. So I moved up to the mainland and I've been here for a year. So I've set myself up my studio and I've met more people here and things. Got a nice little group of friends.
Yeah, like I was quite surprised that when you lived on the island as well. It's like usually like smaller places like that sort of generate more creativity sort of thing.
Yes, you'd think so, but no. No, there was lots of like water sports and stuff and hiking and things, but the actual cities were very small.
Yeah.
So there weren't any art galleries or anything. There were barely any shops to buy clothes that would fit foreigners. Like it's still very much a developing island.
Yeah.
So maybe in 10 years' time it will be an arty, vibrant place, but for now it's still very rural. And orange farms take up most of the island. So it was lovely, but in terms of art, not the best.
Yeah. Maybe you could like kick off the art scene there.
I could try thing back there. It's very, very tempting. Just finishing school and running straight into the ocean. It was amazing. There was a couple of times. Korean school is different. The official school finishes at lunchtime, and then they have like after school classes for extra study.
Yeah.
And in the school, the after school classes were just as much about having fun as learning English.
Okay.
So if it was like too hot in the school, I'd just be like, do you know what today, kids? We're going to learn about the ocean. First off, swimming. And we'd just leave class and just go swimming. And I'd be like, this is sand, ocean, salty. They're your words for today. Let's play.
That's amazing. Yeah.
It was great.
Just working in your classes to like go and just chill out in the sea.
Yeah. And then in the winter it would snow, so obviously we'd learn about villages and the various shops, and then we'd go outside and make snow villages.
Oh.
Right? It was great. But yeah, no art. So I had to leave.
So how do you think you progressed as an artist?
Well...
So say like maybe look a few years back. See like sort of
a few years back, I didn't really have a style of my own.
Mm-hmm.
I was very much just, for now, I feel like drawing this, I'll do this. Tomorrow I'll do something else. And it was nice, but it wasn't necessarily productive.
Yeah.
Now I feel I have more of a direction to my art. Like, I definitely love drawing people the most. Like they're the main focus. Whereas before I'd be like, one day I'd be, oh, I want to draw people, and the next day it would be cats, and the next day would be flowers. There was no cohesiveness to my collection of work. It could have been like 10 different artists in the one sketchbook.
Yeah.
Whereas now I feel like if you got a few different artists' work, you could pick out which was mine, which I like. It's good.
Yeah, you've got a consistent style more now, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I struggle with, having a consistent style, because I do lots of different things. It's tricky.
At the same time, though, it makes it harder in terms of selling work. I would say it's harder. Because before people would say, oh, can you paint this in this style? And I'd be like, yes, I can. I will do that for you. Whereas now I'm trying to sell my own style.
Yeah, that's always hard.
Unless it fits very specifically with what that person is looking for, or like matches their living room or wherever they want to put it, it's much harder to sell things.
Yeah, it is.
Which is annoying. But it's much more satisfying when you do sell something.
Yeah. There's a lot more work that goes into getting an audience of people that like buy into your style.
Yes,
that's like the first hurdle to overcome once you've like found like your own sort of.
Yes, yeah.
It's tricky.
Tricky,
isn't it? What areas do you think need improvement most of your work?
Drawing from mind or memory.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if I see a person, I can draw them. Like that's quite good. But if I'm just sat at home and I'm like, I want to draw this, and then I'll draw a face, it's always exactly the same face.
Really?
Every time, if I just start doodling, it's always the same person, and I don't know who this is. But it's probably someone I've seen in life, and that's just really, stereotypical white woman just comes out, and I need to work on that really. I should just get a sketchbook and practice drawing like various different noses and things like that. But finding the time to do that is difficult. Yeah,
I always like think I know set times I have to do like hands or like eyes or stuff, but like it never ends up happening.
Yeah, I hate drawing hands.
Yeah, I got really good at it because at uni I did that. I nearly filled the sketchbook with just hands. I know. Like,
oh wow!
But now I'm really good at hands, not the rest.
Oh, that's excellent.
Balance that out a bit, maybe.
Oh, it's fine. Just draw lots of paintings of hands. Just hands.
I'm a hand artist or something. That's a thing.
It could be. You could make it a thing.
Yeah, I'll make it a thing. So, okay, if you looked ahead to 10 years from now, where would you like to see yourself?
I would like to see myself making my living entirely from my art and not having to have my various other part-time jobs.
Mm-hmm.
Recently as well, I've started writing and illustrating for a few smaller magazines.
Mm.
And that's really fun, actually. So I think if I can build that up and then get a kind of an audience for my art, if I can make that my living, that would be great.
Yeah. What are the magazines you've been writing for?
They're sort of startup Korean English magazines. I've got one here, I think. This is Sunder. This was their first edition magazine, and I was really excited because it's the first magazine I've seen which has both Korean and English in it. It's very rare.
Ooh.
So they've translated all the answers into Korean and English, and it's nice and arty and lovely. So I've been working towards, I've done one article and one illustration for their second edition, and I would like to develop on that and do more things like that. So that was really fun. I liked it.
That's really good. How did that go about working with them?
There is a Facebook group called Expat Women in Korea, and people just post in there like if they need help with anything or if they've had a particularly bad day and they just need to rant without offending anyone.
Yeah.
And one of the women who works this magazine posted in there saying, we're we're starting up this magazine. If any of you would be interested in being a writer or an illustrator, or even being featured in the magazine, then please get in touch. And I did. And they liked my work, so yeah, they're giving me a trial run for their second edition. And then hopefully, if that works out, then I can do more in the future.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
If it does for you, that's like really good to get into magazine stuff. It's like a way to promote yourself.
Yeah, it's good fun. Well, then it's not just, I feel a bit obnoxious constantly being like, oh, this is my art, look at what I did. Whereas if I'm writing for other magazines, I can write about other artists as well and be like, this, I love this person, like, also look at this person, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
So that was nice.
That's what I mean. Yeah, it's kind of hard to promote yourself constantly. You just get a bit, you just start to feel like you're getting really overbearing with it.
Yeah, I feel like a bit of a dick sometimes.
Yeah, I'm like really on top of all my promo stuff, but I feel really shit about it sometimes. It's like, I just feel like it's too much, but you've got to do it, otherwise people don't know about your work.
Yes. Oi. Never mind. I probably should do more promo, to be honest. I don't get out there enough. I'm trying to pick up my Instagram at the moment and do a bit more on there, because that's quite a good way to get yourself out. Yeah. Generally, but I'm quite bad at promo, actually.
Quite a lot of artists who talk to art. I want to give advice, but I don't come across as like me being like dead, like, I don't know.
No, throw it down. What's your advice?
I don't know, just put me on the spot. I don't just keep consistent and keep bringing stuff out and try and make a schedule for yourself if you can, of sharing stuff.
Yes, that would be a good plan, wouldn't it?
When and where to do stuff and things like that. And create, like, I don't know, like certain events, certain days of the week and stuff that you do, certain things and things like that. Create interests and things like that.
It's a good idea, actually. I have a schedule for my life, and in that schedule I have blocks just called art.
Art blocks.
But that could be like my painting or the magazine art or just doodling in a sketchbook. I should probably make it more specific. Would be a good idea.
Break it down a bit.
Yeah.
Well, at least you have a schedule. I just I write down one, like, maybe vague ideas, what I might do this week, and then, just try and tick them off as I go. It's really, like, not organised at all.
No, I've got too many jobs to not have a schedule. I'll get confused where I'm meant to be on what day.
Yeah, you know, turning up for the wrong day.
Yeah, I just wake up in the morning like, what am I doing today? It's a Monday. I have 7 classes and a design meeting, and so I don't know. I just don't know. Plus, on top of that, I'm doing 2 exercise classes and weight training every day. So, yeah.
Never stops, does it?
It's fine. So that's why I have a schedule.
Yeah. A little insight there into life. What are you reading, watching, listening to at the moment?
Reading, that's a good question. I am reading technically 3 books at the moment. One of them is Howl's Moving Castle, but that's because I'm reading it with one of my private students, because she's very good at English and she really liked the movie. We just need to pick up her vocab, so I'm just going through, and as I read it, I just highlight words she might not know, and we read it and we chat, and it's lovely, and she pays me way too much money. For the sake of my friend Tori, I'm gonna say I'm reading this, The Cursed Child. I haven't actually started it yet because she told me it was really bad, but I have to read it.
I haven't read it yet.
It's there. I'm technically reading. I'm gonna start soon, but I've been saying that for months. But she said it's really bad, so I don't want to read it. But she says I have to read it so we can talk about it. And then I'm rereading The Hobbit as well because I love The Hobbit.
Oh, fantastic.
It's great.
You'll get big thumbs up from me. Well, except maybe The Cursed Child, because I haven't read that yet, for the same reasons you haven't.
Well, I get home and I'm like, oh, I'm going to relax. I'll read my book. And then I'm like, should I read The Hobbit or should I read this book I've been told is crap?
Oh, no, this one's great. And I don't know about this one, so...
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm a big Harry Potter fan, so like, I was originally interested, but then like the more I heard about it, the more I was like,
yes, yeah.
I don't want to.
I'm a bit worried it's going to ruin the original series a little bit.
Especially, it's not, isn't it like a screenplay and not a book? So
it is, yeah, which also makes it irritating to read. It's not an easy. Just don't want to read it.
I'm looking at it, it's making you sad.
Just don't want to read it. Sorry if you watch this, I'm sorry. I'll get round to it. Maybe. Well, because it's her book as well, and she lent it to me, and I've had it for about 4 months now. But I have lent her a book which she also hasn't read, so I'd say we're even. And that's actually a good book, so yeah. A Man Called Ove.
Okay.
It's just such a lovely little book. I recommend it to everyone.
I think that is actually all the questions.
Alright.
Would you like to promote yourself before we go? Where can we find you online and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would. I post all my artwork under the moniker Artsy Doodling. I set it up with the intention of possibly expanding it into a brand, but there's no definite plans there. Just got the moniker for a possibility. Yeah. If you would like any tattoo designs or portraits or anything, feel free to message me. I'm always happy to do these things. Really?
What sites are you on, like Instagram, Facebook, all that sort of thing?
Yep, all under Artsy Doodling.
Cool. Yeah, I think that's it. Just like to say thanks for joining me for this
Thanks for having
interviews that I'll eventually put online at some point.
Maybe.
Yeah, I know I've been really slack with all like the network course and stuff. It's just kind of fallen on the back burner.
You've got plenty of other stuff to do. It's
fine. I do. But yeah, I'm trying to get my videos on top of my videos, so this one should be up next month or so, maybe, hopefully.
Yeah, don't worry about it. No rush.
Anyway, but yeah, I'll be sharing everywhere so everyone can watch it. But yeah, thanks again.
All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Don't forget that as well as YouTube, you can also find me across all my other social media, which I will link in the description. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Speak to you next time.